Hey, good morning, friends. Joe Owens here with JoeOwensCustomBaits.com. Thank you for joining me here this morning in central New Jersey. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video on fishing topwaters here on these canals. I'm actually on the Raritan Canal, which is outside Hillsborough, New Jersey this morning. And I wanted to do a video today fishing a variety of hard and soft jerk baits, but I'll tell you right now, it is cold. Air temperature when I got out of the truck was 37 degrees. Check the water temperature. Water temperature is 53. So these fish are going to be real lethargic. I think it's probably going to be some very tough fishing today, but we'll see what we can't figure out. Let me show you kind of what we're looking at here. You see all the leaves all over the water. It's going to be awful hard to fish a hard jerk bait in this, because especially with current, because you're going to be constantly getting the treble hooks hung up. And if that turns out to be the case today, I'm probably going to have to go to a soft jerk bait, rig it weedless. But we're going to try a few different baits. I'll show them to you later. I wanted to comment on something also. On the last video that I did when I was fishing topwater baits, I guess I had the biggest brain fart in the history of the world. I had told you guys that I was fishing 20-pound monofilament that was made by Suffix. That is absolutely incorrect. I've never fished Suffix line in my life. I'm not sure. When I put the video clips together, I'm like, Suffix, what are you talking about? I guess maybe I'm getting dementia, who knows. But the line that I use when it comes to monofilament is called Ande, A-N-D-E. And it's the best monofilament that I've ever used, and that's all I've been using for 25 years. But anyway, stick with us today. I'll show you some baits after it warms up a little bit. Hopefully we'll be able to get on some fish, but I will show you some different baits and presentations. And one more thing, I try to never get political, because I don't think it's, I think politics and religion are a person's personal business. But I think our country's really in trouble right now, and I think it's headed the wrong direction. If you agree with me, I hope that you and your family will get down and make it your highest priority to vote. The early voting opened yesterday here in New Jersey. My wife Sally and I went down. We voted for President Trump. I feel that he's the man that can get this country back up on track, because it's definitely going off a cliff right now, and it's pretty scary. So God bless you and your family. Have a wonderful day today, and I'll get back to you here pretty quick. It's about time. About time. Wow. Come here, sweetheart. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, darling. Okay, guys. There you are. Sweet little beautiful fish. Let me make sure that we got this on. Okay, guys. Here you go. Beautiful little fish. Thank you, darling. I'll get you right back in. You can see the bait sticking out of the mouth there. Hey friends, Joe Owens here with JoeOwensCustomBaits.com. It's no secret that, when that water temperature gets in the mid to low 50s, say anywhere from 50 to 55 degrees, boy, sometimes it's like pulling teeth just trying to get a bite out there, especially when you're fishing for largemouth bass. So when the water temperature gets that cold, you're out there for half the day, in my case, the last trip that I made, in 6 hours of fishing down here at the Raritan Canal, which is a canal by our home here in Hillsborough, New Jersey, 6 hard hours of fishing on my last trip. I caught one fish, and I had one fish on that come loose, and that's it. And yeah, sometimes that this time of year, you got to lower your expectations and, kind of hope and pray for a bite. But if you find yourself in a situation and you're not sure what to throw, I want to show you 4 quick baits, specific baits that I rely on, that I can almost always get a couple of fish on, even when water temperature is super cold. The fish are lethargic. They're not chasing. I kind of got to hit them on the head sometimes, and sometimes that don't work. But let me show you these 4 quick baits, and hopefully give you a couple of tips that might help you out. One of the best cold water baits ever made for both large and smallmouth bass. This is a Lucky Craft Pointer 100 suspending hard jerk bait. Absolutely deadly. In cold water, I keep it real simple. Baby bass color. And then this here is kind of an AYU, I think is how It's actually spelled, it's like IU, something like that. Kind of a shad with a golden brown back color. That's a very good color in clear water. That's a dynamite bait. Another bait, and this works a little better if you're targeting smallies. If you can get the smallies to chase a little bit, a really good bait. This is one of our little 3.5-inch paddle tails. Comes on a real good quality head here, super sharp needle point hook. Distant, outstanding cold water bait. When the water's warmer, I like to swim these at a steady clip back. But when it's real cold, I'll cast them out, let them hit the bottom, kind of pick them up and drop them a little bit. The shad color works good in cold, clear water. If you can't catch them on shad, fish the same exact bait, but this is a green pumpkin with red flake. This guy here is worth his weight in gold. I can't even tell you how many giant bass I've caught on that bait right there. Some in the summer, some at night, some in cold water. And then this here is actually a baby bass colored Zoom Super Fluke. Okay, and a bait that looks very similar to that, but this is actually one of our own baits here. It looks very similar to a Super Fluke, but it's a little more dense, a little bit just a hair wider on the body. Outstanding bait. This is one of the baits that we make, but you see the two colors that I use here in cold, clear water. One is a solid white, the other two is baby bass color. Now, one thing that a lot of times guys aren't sure what hooks to rig a soft jerkbait with. So I'm going to show you 3 different hooks that I use real quick. If I'm fishing them in an area in warmer water, in and around heavy cover, lily pads, grass, lots of wood, that kind of stuff, these Gamakatsu Superline hooks are they got that screw and spring there for the head of the bait. That is a great hook, but I only use that hook when I'm fishing around shallow cover in the summer. For cold water, if I need the bait, if I see that the fish might be suspended off the bottom a little bit, and they're down in a little bit deeper water, these Owner Twist Lock hooks, this is a 4/0 here. It's got an 1/8 ounce weight on it. That's a really good hook. It's really sharp. It's really strong. But for 90% of the time, and always when I'm fishing from the shore, if I'm fishing a canal or a small lake or something where I'm walking around and I'm making casts off the shore, Gamakatsu 4/0 offset hook. It is so important to use an offset hook on this particular style of soft jerkbait opposed to an extra wide gap hook. And the reason that you do that, you'll notice on an offset hook that it's flat on the bottom. And what that does, when you rig it Texas rig in a soft jerkbait, it works like a boat kill. It keeps that bait level as it's sinking in the water, actually allows the bait to do a little bit of this, undulate just a little bit, looks very natural, give you a great hook set. But for these type of soft jerkbaits, I definitely prefer the offset hook. Now, if you're fishing like a Senko soft jerkbait type bait, then I would recommend an extra wide gap hook. I can't tell you the reason for that other than the bait just looks more natural with an extra wide gap hook. You can hook it with an offset hook and then try it with the extra wide gap hook. You'll see what I mean. Now, the other bait that I want to show you, this is one of our baits here at JoeOwensCustomBaits.com, and it's exceptional for cold water. It's exceptional anytime. But this is our little 1/4 ounce ball head jig. Now, this is kind of a shad pattern here. As you see, got a little twin tail on the back of there. Little ball head here. Very sharp hook. Good quality medium wire hook here. Super sharp. Just an excellent, outstanding bait. Shad pattern. If you can't catch them on a shad pattern, black and blue is always true. This is one of the most consistent baits that I've ever seen in my life. I don't know anywhere where you can't take this bait out and not catch some fish, even in the worst fishing conditions. Now, other than those 4 baits, and I mean literally 90% of my cold water shallow fishing is done with those 4 baits. That's all you need. The other thing that I would strongly recommend, this is just a product that I've been using for probably 3 decades. It's a product you should use too. Anytime that I put new monofilament or fluorocarbon on a reel, I use this. It's called Reel Magic. This stuff is worth its weight in gold. What it does, you can see the little spray nozzle here. Once the reel is spooled up, you just simply take a little bit, spray it on your line. If you can, spray it the night before you go fishing, let it set overnight. There's no odor to it, but what it does is it removes the coils. It removes the stiffness and the memory that all fluorocarbon and all monofilament line have. So hopefully those are some good tips for you. You know, if you're looking for good quality fishing baits made right here in America by yours truly, please check out our website at joeowenscustombaits.com. God bless you and your family. And tomorrow's Halloween, so have a happy Halloween. And thanks for checking out the video.